Hey everybody, Derek here to bring you another video for Z Nation. And this video is going to be the second part of my Z Nation Season 2 behind the scenes photos that were shown in that interview that I told you about the other week. And it's basically going to go into detail about two pictures. This is part 2. I'm going to divide this video into 3 parts actually. I did the first part before, and now I'm going to do this part, and it's just going to be focused on 2 photos. But the reason is because there's so much going on in these photos that I really wanted to take them separate. They're actually very similar, and one of them may have an Easter egg in them, or it may be a little bit of a hint. So you're going to take a look and see what's going on in these photos, and of course don't be afraid to comment and tell me what you think about them. This is going to be a video with spoilers. I mean, this is behind the scenes photos of people, things that will be shown apparently in Season 2, and they may contain spoilers in them. So if you do not want to be spoiled in any way, do not watch the video because you might be spoiled. Okay, and if you'll wait just 1 second, we'll get the first picture up on the screen here. Okay, and if you're looking at your screen right now, you should be seeing a picture of Warren. You'll notice that she is indoors. It's either some kind of a cabin, some kind of a house, but she's indoors, and you can tell that she's looking across the room at somebody. But exactly who that person is, we don't know. We don't see a face. We don't see any indication. But one thing that we do notice, if you take a look at Warren, you can clearly tell that whoever this person is, she's not happy to see them, or it's somebody that she's never seen before. There are 2 possibilities there. So it's either somebody that she's upset with, or it's somebody that she's never seen before, and she's, very untrusting, trying to figure out who this person is. And of course, what are their intentions? Because there's a lot more going on in this photo, as I'll explain in just a second. But, Warren is obviously, not very happy to see this person, and is not very trusting. So we know it's not, somebody like 10,000 or Doc. But if you look a little further to your right, you'll see that there is somebody sitting down, and it looks like they're being held captive. Or at least, they've been beat up, or, they're weakened, something like that. But you can tell that there's somebody in a chair. They're sitting down, and their head is slouched over. It's partially obscured. Most of the face is obscured. We can kind of tell, in my opinion, I think that is dark brown or black hair. And I honestly cannot ascertain whether it's a Caucasian person, an African American, or Hispanic. I can't tell. And quite frankly, I can't even rule out whether the person is Asian or any other race for that matter. I cannot make that determination right now. But I do have a little bit of prediction on who that might be. But I want to go a little more in detail. They may be tied up because they are, again, slouched over. We can only see the upper part of the arm, so we don't really know what kind of a condition they are in, but it doesn't look good. I thought for a moment that might be Vasquez, the character played by Matt Cedeno. It does look to be a male. I don't think it's female, and I'll explain that in the next photo, because that might give it away a little bit. But there is a possibility that that person is Vasquez that's sitting in the chair. And he may have done something in order to deserve being put in there. He might just be being held prisoner by somebody, and Warren's wondering, hey, what you doing with this guy, she still has a little bit of humanity in her, quite frankly, a lot. And I don't think that she would want to see people hurt if it's unjustified. So I think that she's definitely facing off against, the person, maybe trying to ascertain a little bit of information. Now, again, who is this person that she's looking at? I don't know. But there are a couple of possibilities here. One is that it might be Murphy. It may be possible that this is the first confrontation that she has with Murphy since the events that happened at the lab. She might be a little upset, obviously, at what happened because, it almost got everybody killed, as a result. And just the things that Murphy might be saying are things that she's not very happy about. She might be saying, hey, we still need to do this mission. We still need to get you to a lab. We need to get the cure. And he's like, nah, forget that. You guys screwed me over, and I don't want to have anything to do with this anymore. I'm just going to live the way that I want to live. I'm tired of doing what everybody else wants to do. And I would not be surprised if that's the way he feels. Obviously he's not going to be in a very happy mood. I'd be very surprised if he was actually happy to see anybody, for that matter. I think that he's going to be in a position where he's very untrusting. And again, he might have taken Vasquez captive because this is the first time Vasquez might be, coming after somebody, doing his bounty hunting. So that's a possibility. Another possibility that I thought of is that this might be a Scorpion, the character that is going to be played by Emilio Rivera. It is a clothing. The clothing appears to be black, and we saw in the previous photo that a Scorpion was wearing a black suit with a red shirt underneath. And if that's the case, then there's a very good chance that this may be him. That this may be him explaining to her, hey, listen, we gotta go out there and get Murphy. I work for the government, or he might lie and say he's working for the government. He might threaten them. Lots of different possibilities here, but it is a very good chance that this might be a Scorpion. Or it just might be somebody that we've never met before. It could potentially be this, random individual who has never crossed paths with them yet, and it might just be some separate story. So I'm not sure, to the extent, but there is something that may change my opinion. And this could be a coincidence, this could be an Easter egg, or this could just be a very, very good clue. If you'll look at the screen, my next picture is coming up. Now, you would think that this photo is exactly the same as the previous one. We have, Warren with her face. We have the guy who's still, slouched over, who may be Vasquez, or may just be somebody else. But I'm pretty sure that the person that is that is sitting in the chair is male. I believe it's more likely a male than a female. But I want you to take a look, and I'm going to point an arrow at this spot. But take a look where the guy is sitting, and take a look right above him. And you'll be seeing the arrow in just a moment. This image was not in the previous photo, this figure. And if you look, it looks like a stick-like figure with spikes coming out of it. Now, where have we seen something like this before? Does this potentially look like the Z-Whacker to you? Addie's baseball bat? Because to me, I took a look and I was like, wait a minute. That wasn't in the previous picture. What's this doing here? And I realized, oh, it wasn't in the previous picture. But now there it is. And it really does look like the Z-Whacker. It has the, the bat shape. It's got two spikes coming out the side of it. And if you look really, really carefully at it, I think you can see the top spike. It's really hard to tell. But I think I see it. You guys can take a look and tell me if you see it. And also, just by chance, if for some reason you can't see it as well as you want to, you can go to the website tvgeektalk.com /news showrunner and then Carl Schaefer Talk to Z Nation. Another way you can do that is you can go on Spoiler TV and then you go to the Z Nation category. And it should be like the second article. You'll see it. It says like Z Nation gets an episode order increase, and it'll take you to this website. But that started to make me believe that maybe the person that is there is Addie that she's staring at. I think that is a very good possibility that we may be back at the Sisters of Mercy compound earlier than expected. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this scene is happening in episode 1. This could be 2, 3, 4 episodes down the road. We don't know yet. But that image in the back of the Z-Whacker not being there before and being there now is kind of indicating that maybe they have returned to the Sisters of Mercy compound. And, of course, what they do there, if you're not familiar, is it's a group of women. Some of them have unfortunately suffered domestic violence in their life. And it's led them to basically banish men from their compound. And if they find men, and I don't know if they necessarily have to be doing something bad or not. I mean, we saw that those guys that they killed in Sisters of Mercy, they weren't the nicest of guys anyways. But whether they would actually just randomly go out and kill guys that are just going along the road, we don't know. But it is very possible that this is Addie, and this is the Sisters of Mercy compound, and maybe they might run into Vasquez first. Or they might meet up with Vasquez, Warren's group. They go there, and then they're ambushed by the Sisters of Mercy. And, Addie obviously is not really in a proper state of mind, or at least she wasn't by the end of Sisters of Mercy. So she may still be embracing this ideology that the Sisters of Mercy compound has. No men, and if they're a danger, they're going to kill them. And then, of course, boys that are reach, I think it was age 13, get sent away in order to go live with their fathers. And that's in quotations because there really is no fathers, and they just expect them to die on the road. But there is a good chance that, Addie is not in a very good place right now, that she's still suffering from the post-traumatic stress disorder of having to kill her mother, and that she might take him hostage, or this might be, Warren going to the compound. This could be some random guy, too. We don't know. But this may be the moment where Warren is basically trying to get Addie to snap out of it. Saying, hey, this is enough. We need you and your help right now. You were on this mission. You let me down, and right now you need to snap out of it because the world is going to HE double hockey stick in a basket. And we need you, okay? So get your butt out of here and let's go. This may be that moment. This may be the conversation that is either finally going to get Addie to wake up, or it's at least their first meeting and things may go better. I just can't get that coincidence of the Z-Whacker out of my head. And whether that was just planted there in the image to give us a clue, or whether, Addie walks into the room and sits it down and then walks around and then starts talking, that's another possibility. But I just don't believe in coincidences. I think that it is there for a reason. And I would not be surprised if this image indicated that this is the Sisters of Mercy compound, excuse me, or that they've at least met up with Addie and she's back with the group. So these two pictures are definitely very telling. And I'm very interested to see what the results will be, whether I'm right about this, whether this was just, leading you down the wrong path, whatever. But I think this is very big, and I wanted to take separate time to talk about just these two photos because they seemed very big. And I really would not be surprised if this is finally when Warren is going to meet back up with Addie, and maybe Mac. I mean, we don't really know if they're going to be meeting up with them at the same time, if they're going to meet up with Mac first and then Addie, or what's going to happen. But I think that this is the moment, and I think that this picture is definitely indicative of that. So with that, I'm going to bring this video to a close, and again, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them. Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming, and stay tuned for part 3. Where I will finish up this series and show you the rest of the photos. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and thank you very much for watching.